Contrary to popular belief, the theory of evolution is not about the origin of life. The theory of evolution is the explanation of how life diversifies, the origin of the species, and how populations change over time. The theory of evolution has been tested time after time and proven to be real through multiple pieces of evidence. Evidence through fossils, biogeography, anatomy, and biochemical data prove that evolution is real. Through the Artiodactyla species, it can be proved that evolution occurred and evolution is still occurring today.
Common ancestors can be detected through fossils. It is evident that evolution occurred when observing fossils of Artiodactyla. One of the early Artiodactyla fossils dates back 54 million years ago in North America and Europe. An example of common ancestors are deer and moose. They both come from the Cervidae family and shared a common ancestor millions of years ago. They have similar body shapes, grow antlers seasonally if they're males, and both have herbivorous diets. One can tell from fossils that they have similar ancestors by how their body is put together. They are bilateral, have jaws, are tetrapods, and are amniotes. They have similar bone structure, which can be observed by viewing the fossils. The moose are the largest of the deer species. Over time, through natural selection, the moose evolved to an average height of 6 feet. Their height allowed them to graze taller plants. Evidence for evolution can be found by comparing embryo of different animals to each other. Similarities between growths show common ancestry. The embryo of Artiodactyla have very similar features such as position, bone structure, and facial structure in the early mid stages during development. Among Artiodactyla lies many similar features. Scientists find evidence for evolution through homology. Homologies are similar characteristics shared by different organisms because the trait was inherited from a common ancestor. A homology of all Artiodactyla include even-toed hooves. The hoof of a hippo has 4 webbed toes. The webbing allows the hippo to walk better in water. Sheep, pig, and deer have cloven hooves, 2 homologous digits in the front and 2 claws in the back. The hooves provide foot traction for their environments. Each animal has similar footing that was adapted through natural selection. The similar hooves provide evidence for a common ancestor. The first Artiodactyla was thought to have appeared 54 million years ago and had 4 toes on each foot. The animal's hooves evolved to the environment.
Another homologous features are teeth. Hippos have big teeth, but they are used for fighting and not for eating because they are vegetarians. Sheep's teeth are made so that they can chew grass, so they aren't too big or too sharp. Deer have small teeth, but they are placed in a way so that way they can break up or rip apart food, and so that way it's easier for them to eat. Pigs have very sharp teeth, so they can get their food the same way too. With all the different teeth, they serve for the same purpose, but they're slightly different due to each animal's diet. When viewing the gene sequences, one can tell that Artiodactyla and humans have a common ancestry because of the many similarities in the gene sequences. Variation in gene sequences occurred due to mutation and natural selection. Over time, the species had to adapt to the environment, and the best animals suited to produce offspring survived. The animals passed on their traits to the offspring, causing a variation in the gene sequence.
During the early stages of life, all species lived together on the continent known as Pangaea. It was easy for all species to come in contact with one another. Species often migrated to different parts of the land. When Pangaea split, different species were stuck on certain continents and had to evolve so they could survive. Species of Artiodactyla adapted through mutation and natural selection to best fit the environment that they lived in. Today, Artiodactyla can be found around the world. An example of biogeography would be the camel species. The common ancestor of all camels originated in North America during the time of Pangaea. The camels migrated across the land and Pangaea split. After the split, camels adapted to their different environments. Dromedary camels are found in Africa, Bactrian camels are found in Asia, and llamas are found in South America. When comparing Artiodactyla to humans, it is evident that evolution occurred. Many distinct features such as hoofed toes differentiate a human from Artiodactyla. Due to evolution, a human is not closely related to Artiodactyla. Artiodactyla branched off from humans millions of years ago when the species began living in different environments. Species were forced to evolve through natural selection so that they could survive, and their environments caused them to evolve in different ways. Artiodactyla and humans evolved differently. Through fossils, anatomy, embryology, biogeography, and DNA, evidence has proved that evolution is real. Without evolution, we would not be here today.